In this video, I will tell you my views to 3 difficult questions. Why do we have to die? What happens after we die? And am I scared of death? Keep tuned. Two people die around the world every single second. That's 120 a minute, and during a course of a day, over 150,000. And what I'm trying to get across is that death happens a lot, but it's still quite a taboo subject. When we talk about death, it's never really about us. We don't reflect on that fact. It's always about someone else dying, whether it's on the news, in the paper, or sometimes, unfortunately, a member of our family or a friend dies. But we never actually think about the fact that one day we're going to die. I'm going to die, you're going to die. And it's quite a disturbing thought. That's why I think not many people reflect on it. But what's even more important is to make peace with that fact, acknowledge it, learn to live with it. Our days are numbered. One day, 6 feet of dirt will make us all equal. And the important thing to realise, and I'm going to quote Banksy, is we die twice. Once when you stop breathing, and the second time when someone says your name for the last time. Why do we have to die? I could be frank and say that our bodies get damaged, we dilapidate, end up dysfunctioning. If everyone lived forever, there would be too many people on Earth to sustain it. We would run out of resources and life would be a miserable pit of traffic jams, boredom and lack of food. Nature designed humans, and in fact all organisms, to die. Let's put it differently. Imagine you are a book. I mean, you are the sort of book that people find hard to put down. They stay up until 4 AM in the morning just to read you. Catch is, if someone reads you, they have to read you forever. Every single day, not allowed to read any other books. It's awesome at first because you are a great book. You're full of useful information, ideas, thoughts, but eventually the reader gets bored. All they wish they could do is read another book, or actually forget how to read at all. So that's the first scenario. Now imagine the second one. You are still a book, still as great, people can only read you 5 times, then you disappear. However, in that 5 times, you can inspire other writers. Your ideas stay in the readers' minds. You can change their lives forever. People end up mentioning you at dinner time, over conversation. And when you finally do disappear, you end up making way for new books. Maybe better, maybe worse. And maybe they've even been inspired by your book. Living forever is an attractive thought, but I wouldn't really want to. I think that death gives life meaning. It gives us the sense of urgency. To do things now and not later. To learn now and not later. To eat that goddamn pizza now and not later. If we lived forever, what would be the point of even getting up in the morning? Because you always have tomorrow. So what actually happens after we die? When we ask that question, we don't think about our bodies because we know what happens to them. They either get munched by worms or end up getting cremated and you end up floating away in the air. When we ask that question, we think of our minds, our thoughts, our ideas. We wonder what happens to them. Do they just disappear? And there's several cases of people who have died for a few minutes. They end up coming back to life. And they get little experiences, felt like falling asleep with no dreams. No feeling of self. Pure, perfect, uninterrupted sleep. No dream. I was standing in front of a light. In a tunnel. And so on. And then you get faith systems, different religions who believe in things like heaven and hell, the purgatory, reincarnation, moving your soul into different bodies as you die. Unless you're ginger, then you're fucked. But the thing is, we cannot stand the thought of non-existence because we are born only knowing life. We don't know what death feels like, we've never done it. But before you were born, did you exist? Before your brain was sufficiently developed to run impulses across it, which create thoughts and ideas, did you have the feeling of self? So when we die, is it really that weird that when those impulses stop, when our brains stop receiving the energy and the oxygen to keep functioning, that we lose the self, that we lose the sense of being someone, just like we did before we were born? Now what helped me, and I'm quite a mathematical person, is I decided that I'm going to make a contingency plan for the 2 main possibilities. First one being, if there is a sort of hell and heaven situation, I'm not going to be an arsehole asshole in my life. I'm going to try to be kind and help others. That way, it's more likely I will get into heaven. Nice. And the second scenario, if we in fact just disappear off the face of the earth after we die, I'm going to make as much of an impact as I can whilst I'm alive. At least other people who keep on living will remember me. And that's literally all you can do. So don't worry about it, be happy, and live a badass life. The final question I want to discuss is, am I scared of death? Fuck yeah! I think everyone is scared to death in some respect. And the problem with that sort of fear is, when we are scared, we can often conquer it by doing the thing which we are scared of. You're scared of a spider? Go up to the motherfucker, put it on your hand, and hopefully the fear will be conquered. If you're scared of heights, you can try to gradually go up to higher buildings, and eventually it becomes better. But when it comes to dying, it's kind of difficult to take that slow approach to conquer your fear by actually dying, because so what I found, maybe you can't conquer the fear, but you can try to transfer it into something else. Because if we don't do anything about it, and we are constantly scared, oh my god, I'm gonna die one day, what should I do, my existence, things end up dying inside of you before your body actually dies, which sucks even more, man. So what you do is you transfer the fear of dying into positive actions. So I realised that yes, I'm scared of dying because I will stop existing, but maybe if I can transfer enough parts of me into written and spoken ideas, something will be left behind. And what this leads to is productivity. It leads to asking questions, working harder, expressing your emotions now and not later. Instead of being scared of dying, you end up being scared of accomplishing too little whilst you're alive. Instead of thinking about what will happen to you when you die, you end up thinking of how others are influenced by you when you are alive. That's what matters to me. And I strongly encourage that you try it out and that it starts mattering to you as well. Thank you for watching, guys. In all honesty, this video wasn't easy to make. It's quite a difficult topic and it's scary. If you have any questions or would like to have a chat about the things that were mentioned in this video, drop me a message and I'll reply and we'll have a great chat about death. But if you did enjoy this sort of video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to tackle more issues which are considered difficult in the future videos. Peace. Peace. You know who doesn't have to be scared about death? Those motherfuckers. Yeah, eternal banter.